Hello everyone, it's Moran aka Starseed Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to do a flip through and a review of the deck that I received in November time called the Pvrgatorivm Heks. So this is by Jens Friborg, that you can also find on Instagram at Mr_Friborg_Arcantum. Just a little disclaimer before I go ahead with the unboxing and review. This deck is quite dark, it has a quite dark imagery, so if you are easily triggered by dark imageries or triggered by like difficult imageries, I would advise you not to go ahead with this flip through and pass your way. But if you are okay with this, let's go ahead and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, so if you are here is because you've listened to my little intro and you are not triggered by imageries. If you didn't listen to the intro and you are a little bit triggered by pictures, again I would advise you not to go through this flip through and this review and to pass your way, because as I said, there are some triggering image and not easy. So if you didn't listen to this little intro, I'm advising you now to not watch this video, because some pictures are a little bit triggering, or could be. So yeah, this is the Pvrgatorivm Heks deck that I'm going to do a review and a flip through of it today. So I just wanted to show you a little bit also what we received with the deck. So we received this beautiful little pouch in I can't even remember the name of the material, but you get it. It's like a pouch in velvet. That's it, in velvet. And then we received a beautiful rosary as well. So that's what you receive with the deck when you order it. So this is on the side. So usually the rosary is on this side, and I usually keep my deck in this pouch, but for the purpose of the video I put it back in the box. So you receive this two-piece durable box, and then you open. It's just a simple box. Two-piece box is durable. Then you have the guidebook here that we're gonna go through, and then you have the imageries, well, the cards. I etched my deck in black after I've seen again my friend Martin at Tarot in the City, sorry. He's edged his on his channel and he showed it, and I was like, I want to do the same because it just goes well with the deck. So anyway, so this is the deck. So we have the guidebook here. So this deck is very different in a way that it has a different system that you need to kind of like, you don't have to, but you can learn the meaning of the system that has been used, and it gives a lot of depth to your reading. What I would say is, like, I call this deck my truth deck. It's a deck that is slapping you with the truth. You can't escape the truth. So if you ask any question, you will get an answer that is straightforward. So at the end of the video, I will do like I always do with most of the deck, except when it's like a regular Rider-Waite-Smith. I usually do a quick reading to show you how the guidebook reads. So let's go ahead with the guidebook first, because there's a lot of things to go through. So there's a little introduction there. I believe in purgatory. Our souls demand purgatory, don't they? We did not break the heart of God. If God said to us, "It's true, my son, that your breath smells and your rags drip with mud and slime, but we are charitable here, and no one will upbraid you with these things, nor draw away from you. Enter into the joy." Should we not reply with submission, sir? And if there is no objection, I'd rather be cleaned first. It may hurt, you know. even so, sir. So it's like a little quote from C.S. Lewis. You're gonna see throughout the guidebook there's a lot of quotes from different authors and different artists and stuff like this. So the content contains the system, so it's explaining you the system, how to bond with the cards, some spreads, and then the card meanings. So the system. So it's a very different system, as I said. You don't have to, it says here, you don't have to learn the system, but it gives a lot of depth to the readings you will be able to do with these cards. So even myself, I didn't learn the system yet because it's like a different system. So I like to use this deck as it is, as a truth teller, but I didn't necessarily learn the system. So there's two systems in this deck. So the first one is it's a card based on the old Italian Mantegna Tarot, and the second one is the Model of Grief / Loss by Dr. Kübler-Ross. So it's explaining the Mantegna Tarot seeks to explain the world through 5 decades of cards. The first explore the human conditions, starting from in misero or the impoverished man, and then it progressed to the servant, the artisan, the merchant, the gentleman, and so on, all the way to the Pope. So it does that, and then it's going through different areas of the life, like the muses, the arts, science, geniuses, virtues, and finally the celestial spheres. And then you have the second system that is by Dr. Kübler-Ross, seeks to explain the 7 stages of grief that a person undergoes when experiencing a type of loss. So the 7 steps are shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, acceptance. So Jens combined these two systems to create this deck, which is the Pvrgatorivm. Each card also has a planetary symbol that points to which area the Mantegna Tarot the card is associated with. So the Moon, impoverished man, dignity and imagination. Mercury, servant, dependence and sociability. Venus, artisan, ability and sensuality. Sun, merchant, materialism and common sense. So as I said, it's quite a different system that you will need to go and to learn and to go through. And then there's also like for each categories of these, there's also the 7 stages of grief, from shock to acceptance, as indicated by the Roman numeral that appears on each card. I can't speak today, sorry guys. So then number 1 is shock, number 2 denial. So then you can see shock, for example, these cards have low vibration and are swift and active, and vision and a realization or an epiphany of sorts, going from a state of being fine to a sudden state of shock at the realization that something is wrong. Then denial, cards are slow and steady, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, acceptance. So on the cards you will be able to see, for example, this one in number 4. So number 4 is bargaining. Suggests a more stable situation, an attempt to find a solution, albeit half-heartedly, so the vibration is not very high, slow but uneasy. And then you have action. So as I said, it suggests a more stable situation and will to change, really. Then it's explaining you how to bond with the cards, few exercises on how to read the cards, reading the cards meanings in the book. So it's advised here to read the meaning of the cards while examining the image first, and then, as I said, there's a little bit of a quote, so that could help you relay the meaning with the quote and the card. Writing personal notes, so it's advising you to write some and to journal about the cards that you receive, and then find personal associations. So for example, number 1, shock, remind you of the color black and white, or like what kind of shock did you receive in your life. And then a fun exercise might be to think of a song that describes some aspect of the card in the way you experience it. So it's really to relate to the card in some other ways. Then some spreads. So we have the cross, that is the heart of the issue, the offset point going upward, high is the higher energy, the offset point going forward, and the outcome. Then we have the devil's trident. This is a kind of like the same but a little bit more detailed, where at the end you have to do this and to not do this. Then we have the star, which is a little bit different, where you have the head of the issue, the right hand, your actions, the left hand, the results you said from said action, the path you are on, where the path is taking you, and then and then we have the witch's mirror, which I haven't tried, but I've seen some people try this spread and they said like it was amazing. So it's a different spread that you can also do. And then we have the card meanings. So for each card you have kind of a background image of the card, and then you have the name of the card. Again, you have a little bit of a quote. So for example here, death. We have death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside us while we live. And it's by Norman Cousins. And then you have a description of the card. So for example here, a person in their deathbed has taken the final breath. An angel stands at the head of the bed in prayer as a demon hungrily crawls by the foot of the bed. Both are vying for the soul of the dying man. And then you have high polarity meaning and then low polarity meaning. So at the end I will do a reading so we can understand what this means, but all of them really are very good. And you have all these for the guidebook, and it is 169 pages. So it's a very good guidebook. The only thing I would say about the guidebook is that I wish there will be either the cards will be on an alphabetical order, or that there will be content here that will tell you where the page, like the page of the card, you know, because sometimes it's difficult to find a card. I will show you an example after, you know, like when I will do the reading, I will you will see the struggle of finding a card in the guidebook. That's the only complaint I have about the guidebook. But now let's go ahead with the cards. So as I said, I aged mine in black. I think it goes well with the deck. And yeah, if you triggered, again, be careful because oh, that's the death card that we just read. So there's the angel, the demon, and this is death, you know, like. So yeah, if you're triggered by some of the cards, again, don't watch this flip through because you will have some triggers. It's a black and white deck. I love the artwork. It's a deck that at first I didn't want, to be honest. Like when I first saw it, I was like, this is not a deck for me. And I didn't want to buy it. And then I don't know why, something happened and I was like, actually, I want to try and give this deck a chance. And I did, and I'm really glad I did. It's one of my favorite deck ever. Oracle deck is so full of truth. It's weird. It's pushing you to your limits, you know. It's just, I love this deck. So as we said in the guidebook, you know, there is this planetary kind of a thing, then there's the keyword, and then there's the number. So again, here we have Venus, number 1, importance. There's some nudity as well on this deck, so if you're triggered by some nudity, just again, don't watch. But obviously there are some very difficult imageries, like for example here we can see the barn is on fire, this lady is naked, she's kind of like giving her hand to a goat, and and the title is consequence, so you know, like what happened. Corruption, accusation with the devil, an angel there. Like this kid seems to be either sick or worse. Charity, self-forgiveness with a little kind of puppet of himself. Sorrow, paranoia, you know, like she's very dark. Storm, justice, self-rightness, well, I don't know how to say that. Righteousness, I don't know, it's too hard. Demotion, familiars, loyalty, defeat. You see, this is a kind of like a triggering card, like the head on a plate with the crow eating the eye. Hoarding, attack, again, being attacked by a dog with the crow like going through the eye. Wisdom, but again, like that, even though it's like quite harsh and like, you know, like triggering imageries, it doesn't trigger me necessarily. As I said, there's some nudity there, so if you triggered, it doesn't trigger me. I actually find this deck so nice. This one can be triggering as well. You have like a coffin or like something in fire, you have the wet baby, and then you have something there, we don't really know what happened. So yeah, it's not an easy deck, but it's not triggering me to the point where I don't want to watch the imageries or I don't want to work with the deck. I just think this deck is so good. Survival, you know, with the demon, putting your head in the water, but still there's the star there, so there's still hope. Keep hope, and it's like the card is survival. But yeah, I just love this deck. I think it's so good. Force, you know, with this person that looks a little bit like devilish and putting its hand inside the body of a man. Like, it's very unique artwork and it's very weird, but that's why I like it also, you know. I don't have any other deck that is like this, and that's why I like it, because this is a deck that I don't have in my collection, and I don't have another deck like this. There's no other deck that fills this gap of weird, truthful, and a bit, I don't want to say triggering because it doesn't trigger me, but you know what I mean, like harsh kind of imageries, and yeah, I just love it. So I'm just gonna do like now a quick reading, just to show you how it reads on the guidebook. It shuffles super good. I didn't speak about the cardstock or anything. So that's the back, that's the cardstock. It's pretty good. It's on a linen finish, so very good to shuffle. Yeah, so everything is good about this deck. Well, in my opinion, again, it's my opinion. I just love it. So I'm just gonna do a quick one just to see what card we have. And we have, wow, that's funny, we have the first one, so wastefulness. So let's have a look. So this is what I mean by how hard and how easy it is to find the deck, like the card in the deck. So wastefulness, the moon is number one. You know, I don't really know, like the moon was, I think it was kind of the first, wasn't it? Yeah, the moon, but then, okay, I don't know, how do you find, so the moon and number one. Yeah, I don't know how to find the cards in an easy way, so I just have to go through all of them, and we have again wastefulness. But that's what I would say about the guidebook. If there was a way to find the cards easier when you have one, so you can go quicker to the card meaning, wastefulness is there. So again, you have a picture of the card, and then you have a quote. Nowadays, people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Oscar Wilde. Very good quote. Description, a hand, I'm gonna just show the card so we can see the description at the same time. So a hand holds up a purse full of coins. The string of the purse are loose and the coins are falling out. So what is the high polarity meaning? Being liberal with one's money, time, affections, or other values. Being too generous, having to reconsider one's priorities, having a taste for expensive things, experiences. I can't speak today, it's horrible. Putting money aside, worrying about money, a large purchase. So it could be all these meanings. So depending on how you feel intuitively, on if you use it with a deck, a tarot deck or another deck, what can it mean? And low polarity meaning, in case you either want to put it in a position of low polarity, or you receive like if you do reversals, you receive it reversed. You can read it with the low polarity meaning. So low polarity meaning is financial problems, careless spending, building up debt, wasting valuable time, letting one's talents go to waste, showing little appreciation for the things one already has, wanting that what you can't have. So this is for the wastefulness card. So yeah, again, that's the how do I say, the flip through or review of the deck. So this is the Pvrgatorivm Heks by Jens Friborg, that you can find on Instagram at Mr_Friborg_Arcantum. I will put every details of his Instagram page and his website. I think he has a website. I will put all this in the description box below if you're interested in getting the deck. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this flip through and this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys, bye bye.